Canyon.store and pick up Melvin McCobb's manga. Pre-orders end January 1st, and they ship 8 to 10 weeks after the pre-order ends. Hurry up, loser!
And the prince and the princess lived happily ever after. The end.
Another
Terrence,
Hunter, please.
I mean, I think I got a book about, like, we have the frog book, or we have...
No, I want something spicy.
Spicy how?
With a strong female lead. Ooh, who's not afraid to be a boss bitch. Oh, and a handsome young man who can take our damsel under her arms and seduce her.
Oh my God. Terrence, stop. Enough with that. Come on, I'm sitting right here, man.
Sorry.
If I get you this book, will you just please go to sleep?
Yes. Oh, please.
Okay,
please.
fine, I'm going. God. Just try to get some sleep beforehand, please. Will you try?
I'll try.
Okay. God, Terrence. You gotta work on this shit, man, for real. You gotta...
Sorry. Now for a little me time. Sorry.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on and sit it down because today we're talking about smutty books again. I apparently have to read through more of the smutty book talks for Terrence because for some reason he wants that as a bedtime story tonight. I don't know. I've tried to get him to sleep for 7 years now and I have not seen him sleep once. So any recipes I can try to mix up to get him to fall asleep, I will do. And it's unfortunate because book talk and the smut talk books, the smutty books, have reared its ugly head at us once again on this channel. Last time I read some, a lot of people were confused. It's like, I don't know, like I say, a lot of people were just straight up like, why the hell is he doing this? Well, it was really funny. And today I'm gonna read some more from apparently some of the ones that you've sent me because this is the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway I got last time was we didn't touch, we didn't even scrape the iceberg. We didn't even dig deep enough. Apparently this is not, it goes deep, real deep, real smutty. And I want to see, can we try to find the most depraved, disgusting piece of literature that I can try to read to Terrence tonight to help him go to bed. And I think that is a valiant effort to try.
Wait! We want to thank today's sponsor, Bad Dragon! Are you in the mood to spice up your life? Spice up yourself? Shove things in your hole? Check out Bad Dragon if you're of age, because it's a great place that makes great quality products and it's a fantastic company filled with beautiful people. We've been to the warehouse. It's like Willy Wonka's goddamn factory in there. The quality control, the designs, the community, it's all beautiful. And if you want to spice up your relationship or even just spice up your own personal life, it's a great place to look. So please go to Bad Dragon, check out all their amazing items, and hey, tell them Papa Meat sent you. Thank you, Bad Dragon, for sponsoring this video, and back to the video.
Long are the days gone of classic fantasy romance novels or romance novels in general, you know, with your Okatars or your Fourth Wings. You know, see, I thought that I was getting into some spicy stuff from Sarah J. Maas. Little did I know. And I think we touched a little bit on to the real stuff whenever we got into some icebreakers. I'd read a little bit more of that. It's aggressive. There ain't no beating around the bush on that one. That book is aggressive. People often point out, although that some of these books contain romantic scenes, they're also compelling stories. That's what people say to me. They say, Hunter, yeah, there might be some f***ing and sucking and fingering and blowing and all that kind of stuff, but they're good stories, right? Unfortunately, for many smut talk enthusiasts, these books don't contain enough romantic scenes, or they aren't explicit enough for their taste. You are getting to the point now, ladies and gentlemen, that people are like, the story is so irrelevant. People just are trying to get that deep, hard going all the time. They want to read about it, right? And then some people now you start to get smutty book hipsters coming out saying that there's not enough or that the scenes aren't graphic enough for them. Word? You know what I mean? I think the romantic books, they need to do a little scratch and sniff. That's why it's like jisms or something. They have a little scratch pad you can do. Oh, that's what Derek Spunk smells like. Yeah, Jessica opened her legs and then you like open the page again and then you scratch the center of the book and you do. But, my friends, this is where the amateur writers step up and they claim their throne as the most devious, most vile, most explicit, dare I say most sexy writers of them all. And with spicy books on high demand, all of these authors are getting book deals. And let me tell you, they're selling copies, okay? You'd be a fool. If you're a writer right now, just fucking make some real quick, dude. You know what I mean? Why not? You try to get a paycheck, or you trying to be an artist? And now you no longer have to scour the internet to find fan fiction with steamy love scenes. They're all front and center at any local bookstore. Barnes & Noble is basically a little fucking shop now. The wall that is the romance section at Barnes & Noble is shocking. All right, I mean, I thought I was in. Where's the Great Wall of China at? It's all over? All right, well, it looked like that. So let us dive back into the world of spicy books, smutty stories, and see if we can't find the most depraved, most evilly delicious. I want pants, basically is what I'm saying. But I don't pants by the end of this episode, Nick. I'm myself. Starting off first, we want to get into, if we're going to talk, I guess, genre here. For some reason, I don't know if for some reason, I guess it's kind of obvious. Sports smutty books are very, very popular, okay? And one of the biggest genres right now, it's called Jock fantasy. All right, Jock fantasy novels. I like that, dude. Who doesn't want to get plowed by the captain of the football team, huh? Just one of these like... Right? And last time we talked about Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, which is probably the most popular book in this genre. Icebreakers is really peak jock fantasy smut. A lot of talk on nipple play, isn't there? He's like, he breathed on my nipple. Like, just right over a nipple and then just like... It's like, is it... Oh! Bing! Be like one of those door stoppers when you were a kid.
Women love nipple play.
Women love nipple play? Hey man, if you're the expert, I'll listen to you, okay? I think everybody likes nipple play. I like nipple play. I want someone to just suck on my nipples like I'm an Ethiopian woman breastfeeding a child.
Do you have like a ring of hair around your nipples?
Oh yeah. It's almost like eating like a Jolly Rancher with some hair on it. You're just like, I know there's a sweet treat in there somewhere. And this book got a lot of attention on social media. Icebreakers got a lot of attention on social media. So now there seem to be hundreds of sports-themed romance novels trying to follow in its footsteps, because once something is popular, ladies and gentlemen, you will have copycats, or people will be like, I wish, yeah, he's a hockey player, but I wanted the lacrosse captain to break my legs, break my back out, dude. I want him to work me in like an old leather glove, like a catcher's mitt. And one of the books that we have been recommended a lot is one of the more spicy sports romance books, and it's called Pucking Around by Emily Rath. If you take the P away, if you replace it with an S, sucking around. See, I like that. Really wish it was a different sport. Like, I hate that I'm going into this and it's gonna be hockey again. This is the synopsis of Pucking Around, so buckle in tight. Pucking Around by Emily Rath is a contemporary romance novel centered on Olivia, a determined and career-focused woman, and Jake, a charming but carefree professional hockey player. Olivia is assigned to interview Jake for a magazine feature, but their initial meeting doesn't go smoothly, with Jake's laid-back attitude clashing with Olivia's serious demeanor. I'm just trying to hang free, Olivia. She's like, would you take these questions seriously? But despite their differences, sparks fly between them, leading to a passionate and complicated relationship. The book is about one woman in relationships with three different men, and a lot of the time, they all have sex together. That took a left turn real quick. That turned into a NC-17 version of Bridget Jones' Diary is what that turned into.
So they're running a train on Olivia.
Oh, dude. This book has an average rating of 3.82 out of 5, not bad, and over 150,000 ratings with nearly 17,000 reviews, and it is over 700 pages long! Why? They're like, you've read Infinite Jest? Child's Play. Have you read Pucking Around by Emily Rath? That's why David Foster Wallace himself. Oh. All right, so let's go into some reviews once again. Roll the reviews. What the fuck have I just read?
Oh my god, the feels! Loved it!
This was the best romantic... What's RH? Oh, reverse harem? Yeah. Wait, what does that mean? What's a reverse harem?
So a harem is a guy with multiple women.
Oh my god, Nick, hold on a second. Hold on. I thought it was Harlem for a second. I was thinking of the basketball team for a second. Harlem Globetrotters. I was like, what are you talking? We're playing basketball now? Sorry. Okay, so a harem is what?
A harem is when a guy has multiple
a bunch of
women.
Right, he's but this is the woman with a bunch of boys, right? This was the best reverse harem I've ever read. This book had it all. I mean, my poor Kindle is dead. Why?
Scorching my hands right now. I gotta say, it died a happy Kindle.
This was so hot! Fans herself frantically. I feel sticky all of a sudden. I want to say a big old girl talking about breaking down a goddamn Kindle, destroying technology. Damn. All right, let's move on to Nicole. Nicole says, "Be still, my kinky f***ing heart." Cringe. I have no words. This was utterly epic. Finally, someone wrote a hockey reverse harem worth reading. Why is it's all abbreviated RH? Is it that normal? Apparently reverse harems that's the new thing. This has everything you could ever want. Tons of hockey scenes. Why is that the first thing? If you like hockey, no, seriously, this is a big one, okay? If you're like a big Bruins fan. Training / recovery. 3 totally different MMCs.
Male main characters.
The most beautiful bi-awakening friends to lovers' relationships and spice. It has everything you want, and leading with hockey scenes really got me. That was, she's like, it's ice and corn dogs and pucks. What else could you need? Or how about Rachel?
Fanning myself from how steamy this book was. This one pushed the boundaries of what I've read before. Sure, the beauty of exploring new things through reading.
Whoever she's dating, he's gonna be like, what do you mean you want to try this now? All right, so to excerpt. Excerpt number 1. This is from chapter 30. Chapter 30. This is probably only 200 pages in. Okay, so just think about 500 more pages, all right? Holding Caleb by the hips, I sink my hot mouth around his shaft. Last time we had at least the fantasy thing of like there was a little bit more. This is just, we're getting right into it. Okay. I sink my hot mouth around his shaft, taking him deep. The metal of each piercings click over the bottom teeth as I swallow him, sucking him until he's crying out.
His pierced.
Love. Loving this feeling of fullness. Caleb's tart. I think of sweet tarts, right? She takes, rubs it together, blows us fake smoke. Okay. Caleb's tart coats my tongue, and I know he's at the edge of release. I slip my hand inside his pants, cupping his balls. He gags me on his tapping the back of my throat as I choke, loving every second. Who wants to choke? Would you want to choke? Girl, I was in heaven. I shiver. Oh, my limbs suddenly boneless. This is a feeling I crave almost as much as the orgasm. This feeling of being hollowed out and filled up in one. End of the excerpt. That's the end of the chapter. The 30? All right, well, we'll move on to chapter 82 of Pucking Around. Here's what's gonna happen, says Caleb. Mars is gonna lie down. Hurricane, you'll ride him. The 2 characters' names are Mars and Hurricane? Hurricane, you'll ride him. I'll take your ass while Jake takes mine. What? What? Wait, so, hold on. He's somebody while he's fucking the ass? How do you do that? What shape are they in to make that work? That has to be the real definition of a Chinese finger trap. I glance quickly from Caleb to Jake and watch as Jake's expression changes from one of confusion to interest to excitement. That is the kinkiest f***ing thing I've ever heard, he says with a grin. Mars, please say you're in. I'm gonna die if you don't. We gotta try it. Mars glances between them. I'm f***ing Rachel, yes? No one is f***ing me? Chapter 82. All right, you're deep. What is going between the other pages of this goddamn horror show? Chapter 100. I'm not even stopping. Chapter 100. Fuck! I pant, slapping his hands down so I can jerk my cami up over my head. What the f cami? A camisole. What's a camisole? Oh, in modern usage, a camisole or cami is a loose-fitting, sleeveless undershirt which covers the top part of the body but is shorter than a chemise. It's all Hobbit lingo. I don't know. Restarting it.
beg. I pant, I need you all. Need to have you!
3 pairs of eyes watch me, but it's Caleb who speaks.
Say what you want, Hurricane.
I stand and take a step back, dropping my silky shorts to the floor, leaving me naked.
I want all 3 of you, all at once. I want to be dripping with your...
Okay, dude. Goddamn. Make a mess of me. What? Claim me so there's no more doubt where I belong. What? Make a mess of me that is downright. That is some doghouse level dirty right there. I want you just tear this up. Oh, good. There's a part 2 to chapter 100. Well, good. Oh, yes. Jake laughs. Bend over, baby girl. I'm taking this. Not so fast! Caleb calls. Jake and I both glance over our shoulders.
What the fuck is that?
Jake mutters. You didn't think I'd leave you out, did you, Angel? Caleb teases. My eyes go wide as I see he's holding another slightly larger plug. This one is black. Bend over, Caleb orders, his free hand smoothing down the curve of Jake's ass. Oh my god. The buzzing in my ass is making me feel so full, bringing my organisms right back to the edge.
Hurry,
I beg.
please.
Shit! Jake pants, his eyes wide as Caleb inserts the plug. This is... you know what, though? You have to have some amount of respect for someone who sat down and said, F it, I'm writing almost 1,000 pages of this. Here's another thing. That's a lie. I'm not reading. We're not reading any more of that, right? Okay. We're not. That's a lie. I'm not. This video is gone. For women, is this a book club book, do you think? My to-be read list is a mile long, and here I am considering rereading Pucking Around for the 8th time. God damn, dude. Just yourself and go to bed. I mean, what else do you have to do? I mean, honestly, how are you gonna have a like? What do you even say in a book club with this? What did you think it was hot? It's like if guys got around, they're like, "What did you think of Playboy this week?" It's like, "Yeah, I made it to like page 6." Actually, sounds like a pretty good club, honestly. What, doesn't it?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Brett, the women were like, I couldn't last. I got 100 pages in.
I couldn't even finish it, girls. And everyone's like, eee!
They kick their legs. Eee! You have wine, all getting wine drunk, and their husbands come home. They're like, "What is going on? Get out of here, Rebecca! Get upstairs!" That's what I like to think. That's the kind of people having that kind of. That was me acting. All right, Nick behind the camera did this.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, God. All right. Anyways, out of sports, let's get out of sports. All right, let's take a different route. Another genre taking over right now is the dark or taboo themed books. And the #1 most recommended smut book in this genre is Credence by Penelope Douglas. Here's the thing too, these covers are always so deceptive, aren't they? The cover of Pucking Around and Icebreakers, you would have never expected that in there. Now Credence already, let me tell you, there's an upside down forest. I feel like this is about to get crazy. If there's already some surrealism happening on the cover, you better believe. I don't know what's gonna happen. He's gonna a bear. I don't know what's gonna go. Owl. I don't know. This book is pretty controversial because it deals with multiple taboo topics like incest and abuse. You know, the fun stuff. And here is our synopsis of Credence. Tyrion de Haas, the only child of a film producer and his starlet wife, she's grown up with wealth and privilege, not love or guidance. And when they suddenly pass away, she knows she should be devastated. But has anything really changed? She's always been alone, hasn't she? Jake Vanderberg, an ugly name, isn't it? Her father's stepbrother and her only living relative assumes guardianship of I see where this is going. Assumes guardianship of Tiernan, who is still 2 months shy of 18. Wow. Okay, this is... God damn. Sent to live with him and his 2 sons, Noah and Caleb, oh god, in the mountains of Colorado. She also realizes that lines blur and rules become easy to break when no one else is watching. One of them has her, the other one wants her, but he's going to keep her.
So this sounds like a horror book.
This is a legitimate horror book. One of them has her. One of them wants her, and the other one is going. That's not how it reads, right? I mean, my God. This book has an average rating of 3.68 out of 5 and over 415,000 ratings with 48,000 reviews, and the reviews are pretty mixed, okay? Which let's read some of the reviews now. The first one is from Namera. What the actual hell did I just read? Girls' parents commit... We can't say that. Girls' parents unalive themselves. Girl is placed under care of her father's stepbrother, who lives in the mountains of Colorado with his 2 sons. Girl spends winter hopping from one of their beds to the other before falling in love with the one who's a psycho. Martina, I'm free! Worst experience of my life. Alexandra, people liking this book should be studied. Glinda.
If a genie gave me 3 wishes, I'd use all 3 of them to make sure Penelope Douglas never writes another book ever again.
Wow. Well, not only does she have a lot of books, that I will say that is one of the more overwhelmingly negative of the comment sections, because usually girls are just like, it's too wet. There's not enough towels. You know what I mean? That's usually how it all goes. That's pretty much what happens. All right, so let's just get into the excerpts. Let's just dive in ourselves and see. We're going to start in chapter 23. Caleb stands in the dark corner, his jeans unfastened but still on as he watches me. I hold on to Noah as my body moves up and down the mattress with the thrust. Caleb eyes on me, turning me on even more. My contracts. I don't blink. Look at me, Hector. And my body tenses, every muscle tightening as I come. I cry out, looking at Caleb as I shudder and shake, his eyes not faltering as his brother me. All right, at least the brothers aren't right?
Not yet.
Noah, I lean forward and take Caleb in my mouth. Okay, so now the brothers are tag teaming their cousin, correct? Okay, I'm making sure. Just wanted to make sure I got that lined up perfectly. His long, thick muscle, hard as a rock. I fist the base because I can't take it all. And suck him slow and gentle, licking and teasing with my tongue. Our moans fill in the room as the winter rages outside. Using my good arm. Does she have a gimp arm?
Yes, so.
She's like, you can give me that thing. Let me reposition. Diving back down, I sink my mouth down him farther and farther, feeling him tap the back of my throat. There's a lot of that's like a verbiage. Tap the back of my throat.
That's how you know he's big.
That's how you know he's big, because he's tapping it. Because his hard muscle, as she calls it, is able to go down. It's able to wrap around. It's able to do.
Hey.
Knock, knock.
Hey, I'm here. I'm big.
He jerks. A strangled groan leaving his throat. Ah. Noah digs his fingers into my hips, humping me from the bottom, and I know he's about to come. But Caleb grabs me and pulls me off his straining, kissing my mouth fierce and hard. Come here. Bro, get off her, bro. It's my turn. Then I feel it. Him behind me, between our legs. His fingers press into my other place. I tense up. I'm down with a lot, but I don't think this is a good idea. You can tell like a millennial of this, and she was like, I move on Noah, holding Caleb's eyes as he taunts my ass, working the tip of his finger inside me. I swallow, tighten it up, but he moves my hand to my tell me to prime myself. Goddamn, you better prime yourself real quick. This is called an oil check. Slowly, I relax, and after a couple minutes, I start backing up into it. My is building again. That hat, like, can we actually read any remote part of that? That has to be all bleeps. We can put it up on the Patreon uncensored, but this has got to be. How do you get turned on knowing that it's 2 brothers? Well, let's skip to chapter 26. And I guess some context here is the main character is sleeping. He climbs on the bed, hovering over her on his hands and knees as she sleeps, moving his mouth but unable to voice the words "pretty little." Okay, all right, man. Climbing off her, he watches her face as he gently pulls her shorts down, watching her face as he slides his hand inside of her panties. Okay, there's no way we can read this. Okay, no. I'm not reading the rest of this one. He's just her while she's sleeping. This feels like it was written by a murderer. This is what have you ever heard of the Toy Box Killer? This feels like it was written by the Toy Box Killer. Shame on you. I'm not reading anymore. Did I mistake you for a sign from God? That fucking Sleep Token song. My love, did I mistake you for a sign of God? And the girl's like, yeah, I think some taboos are broken, even though all that's going to be censored. Just know that, guess what? It's kind of hot. Well, I know that the Jock one is really popular, but fantasy romances, that's where the bread and butter's at, all right? Fantasy romance is the king above all else in the smut book world. These books contain all sorts of the regular fantasy tropes, creatures, magic, and anything you may find in a D&D campaign, except it's filled with smut.
I like it.
Literature clubs will rate these on their wet-o-meter. Okay, let me reread that. Literature clubs will rate these on their wetometer and typically read these much over the books based in reality. Okay?
So the previous two, they won't read, but
Myself and the other admins of Book Group 18 Plus created our own scale that we call the wetometer.
How much, like, how different can the wetness be? Don't get me wrong. If anything, it's like, it feels like the Charlie moist meter. Anything, there better be, she's just like, it was sludgy, thick, and it was just sticky. Okay, so wetometer. 1, clam jammed. 2, is that a tingle? 3, bites bottom lip. 4, nips perking up. What? The nipple thing. God damn. 5, mildly moist.
that's 5 mildly moist.
You're halfway up and it's just like, it's like chapped lips. 6, clench before drench. 7, juices are flowing. 8, we have splash down. 9, fuck, I broke Bob. What's Bob?
Bob, you know what we're talking about? You know what we're talking about.
And then 10, I flooded my basement. Awesome. One of the books here that is consistently getting a 5 chili peppers rating or a solid 10 on the wetometer is A Ruin of Roses by K.F. Breen. Once again, it's just like these all look like Hot Topic covers. Like, you know what I mean?
A Ruin of Roses by K.F. Breen is a dark, spicy fantasy novel that follows Finley, a young woman who accidentally stumbles upon a forbidden forest and is captured by Nifane, a powerful cursed dragon prince. The book is essentially a spicy retelling of Beauty and the Beast, where she becomes trapped in his castle and must navigate a dangerous, secretive world while trying to break his curse.
And this book has a 3.81 out of 5 average rating with 55,000 ratings and almost 5,000 reviews, and many of the reviews are conflicted as well. Also, I really like how in the last book, whatever cadence, the amount of ratings on there, people were just being like, Beauty and the Beast retelling, check, but much spicier and kinkier. Smut, check. Funny, check. Strong heroine, check. Explicit sexual scenes, Marquise, terrible writing, excessive vulgarity, and Beauty and the Beast is twisted beyond recognition. Claudia! Okay, how do I review this? This was ridiculous. Take Beauty and the Beast, but make it into A, smutty, B, more smutty, C, foul mouth, and D, with all the singing furniture becoming horny. If you don't think Belle walking to the castle to get a full-out or kind of funny, then maybe this isn't for you. But if that's amusing, then hello, join in. The reading, not the pervert. Let's get into the excerpts here. Without further ado, let's start beating around the bush. Let's get into it. Chapter 1, right off the bat. All right. Lava spilled out and dripped down to my sodden core. I couldn't stop a moan as an intimate presence feathered across my skin. It was incredible. The best thing I'd ever felt. Reaching down into the very center of me and pulling out a raw hunger I didn't want to shy away from. Desperate desires fitted through my head. Of touching, of tangled bodies, of the taste of a hard sliding into my mouth. See, it's like it has you for a second, and then it all of a sudden... Hello? Yes, there's mice inside my walls. Of the taste of a hard sliding into my mouth. I just, you think is that romantic?
Not if you say it like that. How would you write it?
How would I write if I wanted to be like, I don't know, I wanted every piece of him.
Inside my mouth?
I wanted him inside my mouth. I wanted him to impregnate my tongue. Me, this incubus was a strong mother. I do like how it's written. Now, see, now we're getting like creepypasta territories. I've read enough creepypastas now to be like, yeah, here we go. I've never felt something like that. Don't unzip your. Do not unzip your jacket.
Getting hot in here.
It's not getting hot in here. I had to ignore the sudden brain fogging desire to drop down right now and spread my legs, begging to be taken. Old girl's just trying to get her nut. Also, I thought it'd be unappealing. That'd be. Dominates me! I pushed it away with everything I had, ignored the sudden wetness between my legs and the unyielding desperation to be taken roughly. God damn, dude. Someone hit me! Have him pound that big into me over and over again. Finley, isn't it? Why did that rough voice suddenly feel like a sensuous lick across my heated flesh? I hated that I loved it. Hated that I suddenly craved his kisses between my thighs. His fingers banging into my slicks. Wait, what? His fingers banging into my slick X? It felt like his magic was... Yeah, sorry. The pest guy's gonna come in here and spray for rats in a second. I'm like, he's walking by with a huge spray.
Hello.
Heard you guys been hearing sounds at? Could you tell me possibly where it's been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
As I said that, the pest guy came in. He did. I heard you guys are getting rats in your walls. We were just like, drunk on this feeling, desperate to let this big alpha push me down into the dirt right now and drive that big deep into my needy. Okay. I just want to say, it's like it has some fantasy stuff, and then all of a sudden it's just like, I want him to just rail me and tons of my apple like I'm a Cinnabon cinnamon roll. It just throws it in randomly. You're like, kind of like whiplash. Whoa, you know, that's what I feel. But let's skip to chapter 8, shall we? An iron grip latched around my right ankle. I flipped back to kick, but he pulled me towards him. My animal purred. God, I don't know if I like the animal thing, dude. Kitty. I've heard people say kitty before too, and I'm always just like, ugh. Meow. My animal purred within his dominant manhandling. So when it dribbled into my panties. Ugh. Also, you can't say my animal and then immediately go into my. That's kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. He leaned forward, his hard length resting right where I needed it. My animal thrashed against my hold where my hips bucked back. I hate that it's just like it's its own creature now. Shivers go to me as I rubbed along his, momentarily dropping my head and closing my eyes, focused solely on that delicious sensation. He growled, his free hand gripping my hip and keeping me still while he rocked, the glorious friction dripping the liquid fire into my desperate. I feel weird. I feel like the guy's gonna come walking. I feel like I'm reading the story in like my parents' house, and I'm like trying to be quiet. My eyes snapped open at the realization of what I just said, not what my animal had made me say. What I had said. All right, skip to chapter 10, dude. We're blazing past it. He shoved one side of my pants down before the other. The rat guy walked back in. Someone write a smut book or a spice book of a pest guy who comes in while I'm trying to work. Spraying. I'm just like, put it up on red. Thank you. Let me get at your I can't read this with this guy here. Let me get at your I'm like whispering out. Let me get at your I want you to force that big all the way down my throat, then flip me over and ram it deep into my Hungry chills spread across my flesh. Yes. I whispered, widening my legs for him. Oh, God. My eyes fluttered as one finger slowly ran along my slick folds. It's like an alien movie. Predators in there. You're so wet. He growled. I'm going to make you for me, princess. Oh, God. My movements were reduced to little jerks of pleasure. As he returned to my and threaded in 2 fingers. I'm going to make you so hard you can't think of any other name but mine! The fantasy setting and then having the dialogue be so innately human is ruining it for me. I don't know with this one, dude. Chapter 16. When he didn't answer, I returned the favor from the other night and ran a finger up his crack. I don't know if any guy's just like, whoa. You know, you paying cash or card? And she's like, Visa. My ex used to like a ass tickle and sometimes a poke when he was getting a job. Do not talk to me about other men, he growled. I felt my animal arc and purr within me. She did like when he went alpha. Oh God, referring to your like inner beast or your as like a third person. She did like when he went alpha. Have you ever tried it? I asked a husky voice as I traced a finger up along the scar again, still featherlight. No. On impulse, I leaned forward and licked the top of the scar. His hips puckered. He let out a long, tortured moan. Also, she's saying scars asshole. Treating it like a lollipop. Tootsie Pop. How many licks to get to the center, Knifeane? God, this is the last actor, thank God. He groaned as I massaged, reaching down and tangling his fingers in my hair. He groaned. Ooh. I felt a soft tug and my animal about surged to the surface. God, enough with the animal. I forced her back down. Get back down there. Get down. She pushed us to go too far. I was about to bang him with my... Oh, God. I was about to bang him with... Why does that just read so? That's not weird. That's just aggressive. God damn, dude. It's like I'm like in a boxing match right now. His fingers in my hair turned into a fist. He held me firm, and I moaned within that hold. His breathing came fast. Mine was faster. My neck swelled. So wet. So desperate for him. I couldn't wait. I couldn't do this slow. It was killing me. I mean, the only thing, and I will say the only thing I'm going to give Terrence is I will give him this copy of Pucking Around, because at least Pucking Around is it's 700. He'll have a nice night read for a long time. I think my least favorite was the fantasy one. The whole Beauty and the Beast thing. It's like, you can't be romantical and all of a sudden just be like, and then I want him to pound my and put mustard on me and fill me up with as I check my iPhone. It feels like 2 different fantasy and then it brings me back down to reality. If I'm in a fantasy book, do I want to be in reality, Nick? No. So without further ado, I will be giving Pucking Around to Terrence. I don't think he really even knows what's about to hit him, so I guess let's just go see what he says.
Terrence,
Hunter?
are you awake?
Yeah. Oh, I'm awake.
I think I got the perfect book for you, man. I'm very excited.
Oh, what's it called?
It's called Pucking Around. And I'll be honest, I've learned a lot today about these books, and honestly, I can see the appeal why you like them. So, I say let's read this and try to get you to some sleep, okay?
Thanks, Hunter. Hey, Hunter?
Yeah, Terrence.
Can I joke it this time?
Only this time.
Oh, thanks, Hunter.
Caleb looks at me before leveling his eyes at Jake. Something's happening right now. The guys are in the middle of some contest. I can only assume it's about me. I can tell by Caleb's confidence and Jake's spank puppy look that Kay is winning. Slowly, he gets up from the table, and the whole crowd cheers again. He weeps. Good night, Terrence.